Hi, John the Van Guy. Problem today, this is the Audi TT. My son-in-law's nice bit of kit. V6, 3.2, 2004, nice condition, lovely vehicle. The problem today, or yesterday, this is a retrospective video to actually fill you in on some of the issues when it comes to oxygen sensors. Now, there's four oxygen sensors altogether. This is the front of the engine. At the back of the engine is where you'll find two of the oxygen sensors. There's one just down there, if you can just see it. Can you see it? Let's see. I think. Believe me, it's down there. Just see the top of it there. That's one. And the other one, which is a bit difficult to actually see, is on the other side. So the bank one there, bank two here. There's the two underneath are relatively easy to access, and Julius actually got them off using a blowtorch because they do seize. Now this one down here, it's very difficult to show you with this, but try various techniques to loosen it. It's down there somewhere. Very difficult to guess at. So obviously you remove the air box, and this bar, this structural bar, it's only three nuts there, one nut there, and three nuts at the other end. The whole bar comes off. It gives you a little bit more room, and you can move some of these coolant pipes. Also, when you're doing it, be careful of this vacuum hose. It can easily pull off, which we actually did. But you can just push it back on again. Use Jubilee clip. Right. So, how do you get at that? We've seen one video on the internet where some guy actually used an open-ended spanner. Now, whether it must have been in a parallel universe, but how they did that, I don't know. He was either very lucky or it was a put-up job. Anyway, I found there's a couple of ways you can approach it to get behind there, and one tool to use, which you've advertised to get around the wire, is this. It's a 20mm spanner, and the hole in it, slot in it to actually take the wire extension. The problem with these is if it's a very tight nut, you'll find that it tends to expand at the end, and you can round the nut if you're not careful. Another approach, but one approach around that apparently, is to put a Jubilee clip on the end. But again, you've got to get in there and be able to tighten up the Jubilee clip, which is easier said than done. I found the only method I found. Oh, I put penetrating oil on it, left it overnight on the actual sensor itself, lambda sensor, oxygen sensor, whatever you call them. Right, I found this is the best approach, using claws, what they call claws foot. Let's see, there they are, claws foot spanners. Now, you need a 22, and I've got the 22 there, and I've used, this is my very useful Halford's Advanced kit. I use the largest ratchet and extension and the crow's foot, and you can see, so this combination actually worked. It allowed me to get in round the back and get on it, and I got enough room to just lever off to get round the actual bottom of the oxygen sensor, and grip it and then take it off, and it worked. So that's what worked for me. So that's one approach. Now the oxygen sensors themselves are technically, you could say they're interchangeable, and the only downside is they tend to have different extension wires. The wires are different lengths on them. In this particular model, they're all linked in. I can't really show you, but the wires actually feed through down there through the center on the other side of the heat shield and go underneath the car, and you can access them underneath. I can't really show you. Under there somewhere you can access them. The box where all the connectors actually go. And you'll find, because of the different lengths, if you're trying to interchange them, you'll find some of the lengths won't be long enough to actually get to the connectors at the underneath. But otherwise, I believe they're interchangeable. Right. Now, problem number two. We got that off. Problem number two was, while taking the coolant pipes off, which helped us to get a bit more access, there was an issue with a plastic connector went between these two pipes, and also it's like a T junction, and I'll show you now what actually happened. And tried all sorts of things to get around this. This is it. So it's had a long black small tube coming out here to take a narrow pipe. So you've got three different bores of pipes attached to this T. Wide, it's about 25, about a 20, and a much narrower one here. Taking this off, this actually snapped off, but can we find another replacement for that? Very difficult to find. Simple thing, but the fact that it's asymmetric in bore size means that it's quite difficult to find. So what we did, again, it broke off just there. This narrow one broke off just there. So what we did, used a drill, and I think it was about an 8 drill, held it in the vise, drilled down into the hole to widen it slightly, and then used one of these. Get this open. Again, got these from Whole Foods. In fact, that was the one. Actually, there was 2 in a pack. Actually, it wasn't in this multi-pack. Jammed the end into the hole created with the drill, and then once in there, used a soldering iron and worked it around to melt the plastics together. Now you could use what are they, Loctite super glue or something, JB Weld, which is probably works just as well according to some videos. It works quite well, reasonably well on plastics, but that's what I did anyway. So using soldering iron to melt the glues together, the black and the white, to hold that in, and then seal the whole thing with this stuff. Stelmax, I've actually used it. It's a specialist adhesive. I mean, there's loads of other things you can, again, JB Weld are probably good. This is good for UPVC, and it's good for shower trays and things. I just happen to have it in the box. Now, right, so that's what we've ended up with. So I've put a load of that stuff on the top, and it's cured now. That was yesterday, and it's ready to put back on. I've tested it under the tap, and it doesn't seem to leak, so here goes. So that's one way around, a possible way around this this problem. If you can't get hold of another one of these T's, and the there you go. So today's bit of fun. So I hope that helps someone. I'll go on and fit this now and hope for the best. Thank you.